Zozo, stop.
Good to go.
All right, welcome to the Birdhole. Hello, Frank.
Hello, AJ. How's it going?
Not too bad. O.J. Simpson died.
I did see that.
The news left me dead in my tracks.
Did it?
Yeah, it's like a stabbing pain
A
to the
real stabbing
chest.
pain.
It is. It just comes and gets you.
Yeah, I was driving my white Ford Bronco earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of cops behind me, and I was trying to figure out how to evade them, kind of under the radar. But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to, initiate a slow speed chase.
Apparently, you can get kind of far.
Apparently.
They don't
yeah.
stop you. He went for like a good 90 miles or something to the Mexico border.
Yeah, probably a full tank of gas.
He must have been. He was freaked out. He just saw his wife and her lover dead. How would you feel if you walked in on that?
Yeah, it just wouldn't be great.
Do you think he would have ever drove those new mini Broncos, the small ones that crush
Bronco
like
Sport.
Yeah, you think he would have? Do you think OJ would have drove a Bronco Sport?
I don't think so. I think he was a full Bronco only guy.
Yeah,
He's kind of the Bronco guy, actually.
You ever
really.
seen a Bronco Sport in a crash test?
Mm-mm.
It folds like a cheap beach chair.
Really?
Yeah, they're like pretty bad.
Interesting.
Do you like the new Broncos?
The new Bronco's pretty cool. I think they lost there was so much hype when they first came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Then every sorority girl had one.
yeah.
It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, it was like if you wanted the same thing as a Wrangler but just different and new with less reliability track history. I guess not that the Wrangler's a very reliable vehicle either.
They're
But
that's like the worst reliable. That's the worst car I've ever owned is a Jeep.
yeah.
The Land Rover.
They're cool though. It's fun when your friends have one, and you can drive it in the snow. But like it's not something you want to own necessarily all the time when it's not working,
No, it doesn't work a lot. I bought a new car. It was the only new car I ever bought. Broke in like 20,000 miles. 4-wheel drive went out. Electronics went out. AC went out.
I think the
Windshield busted. They always bust.
on the Wrangler?
Yeah, they're vertical.
Because they're vertical, yeah. Nothing like even if it gets hit by the tiniest pebble, it doesn't like deflect really at all.
No, the engineering's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we won that war. The old Jeeps probably were pretty cool. Like
they're pretty cool.
Before like Chrysler bought them with the old Willis Jeeps.
Have you seen the?
They're tough.
I was watching a YouTube short yesterday of the old World War II Jeeps.
We had the same YouTube channel.
Yeah, we probably have the same feed.
Yeah, you could like fold that down, and it had shovels in the back,
and the
spare tire, and the gas tank.
The sneaky lights for at night, the real dim.
Oh yeah. We had the same YouTube channel, and you sit on the gas tank.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Probably not when you're getting shot at though.
It's all right.
You don't want to.
The bullet's probably gonna get you first. The combustion is just a warning. Seat warmers.
Seat warmers.
Yeah.
It happens really quickly and it doesn't keep you warm that long, but
it does.
While it's warming you up, it's really, really nice.
Your car has seat warmers, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty. I think
How
it's
does
pretty
it feel?
standard.
Do you use them a lot?
In the winter, yeah.
Uh-huh. When's the first car you ever owned that had seat warmers?
My old Buick had seat warmers.
That's strange.
Yeah. Well, I mean I will say the driver's side one stopped working. I don't know when the car was maybe like 15 years old or something. I'm sure I could have just replaced. I'm sure it was just a fuse or something like that simple. But
yeah,
was it worth troubleshooting to be like 5 degrees warmer in the winter for short drives? Probably not.
Yeah, it might be. Did that old Buick take a long time to warm up?
No, it warmed up quick.
That's strange. See, that's a pretty good car.
That 3800 series V6.
Sweet, man. We wrote a song about it one time.
We did, didn't we? We wrote a country song about the V6 and I think it was in the Buick Century and the LeSabre.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use that in a lot of things.
Yeah, they do.
GM makes some pretty good engines. I
think
they're more known for their V8s,
They used to.
Other LS Crate engines that people just put in Miatas. And
what's the most reliable engine? Who makes the most reliable engine?
I mean, I think
start with the E and end with the A. Start with the T and with the A. You think it's Toyota? It's gotta be Toyota, right?
Probably, right. You don't even have to change the oil.
No. I had a Honda and Toyota. Radiator was full of
I think it's probably
oil.
like a tie between like the Camry and the
the
VTEC and the Civic.
The Civic.
Yeah.
That's a good car, man. You don't change oil in that.
No.
I had a Honda Passport. I didn't change oil for 4 years. Fine. It's good, man. You ever change your own oil?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's a pain in the butt with like a car, but like a small engine, like a lawnmower or a generator or something like that. It's like, you're dealing with
not too bad.
less spent oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much worse with imagine like a Bugatti with a W16, and I think it takes like something absurd, like 40 liters of oil.
Stupid. You
Not that much, but
you get changed every 60 miles.
every 60 miles.
Yeah.
Every half tank you have to.
You get white gloves with the car. It's kind of a dumb car.
Yeah, I mean it's like cool in theory, but I don't know.
Yeah,
It's more pain than it's worth.
We shouldn't piss off our sponsors too much.
Yeah, Bugatti's our next sponsor.
It is. Man, that'd be cool to have.
That would be cool. It'd be like when Bubba Watson got sponsored by Richard Mill.
Yeah, we wouldn't
And they
even
just
need a
gave him a
paycheck.
watch.
We just
I
need
just
the
want
product.
one car. Heck, we could share one car.
It'd be good for
It'd be
both.
worth it, yeah.
It'd be good for the company and us
Yeah.
to see us riding around. Saw a Cybertruck on the road the other day.
Did you? Have you seen all the Cybertruck reliability stuff people have been posting now the past 2 weeks?
Why is it really good?
No, people are. I've seen a lot of like headlines like "Don't wash your car in the sun." Apparently, they'll void your warranty if you put the car into car wash mode and drive through a car wash.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
No, I mean I wouldn't do that just because I'm paranoid with those automatic car washes.
Yeah.
What else? I guess I almost called it the gas pedal, but I guess in this case that would be a misnomer. It would be the accelerator because there's no gas.
Yeah.
But there's like
the circuit breaker.
Well, there's some plate that sits on top of it, but I think it's just glued on that has like the rubber for your feet so they don't slip.
Mm-hmm.
But like somebody posted a video of it just sliding off. So like if it got like, if it separated, your foot could get jammed in there and the thing could get stuck.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
The Cybertruck running amok, going 180 miles an hour. It'd be awesome, dude. It'd be like Wreck-It Ralph.
Do you remember those Toyota recalls like maybe 15 years ago or so when the gas pedals were getting stuck under the floor mats?
Yeah, it was fun.
And people just couldn't stop.
Yeah, that's what happens with Nissan Altimas. Like
that's why
panels.
everyone on I-65 is driving 130.
Yeah, they didn't get the recall.
They didn't get the recall?
Yeah.
I think that's more so like driver's choice. Would be
Probably.
my guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dangerous car, man. The Dodge Charger, Nissan Altima, I don't know. It's kind of on par for me. When are you going to buy an electric car?
I don't know. I think that there's too many times I want to drive like long distances or to places where it's like it makes less sense to have an electric car.
Mm-hmm.
If I drive to the Midwest and it's cold in the winter, the range isn't as good right now. So, I mean, I'm sure at some point I'll probably own one.
Yeah, I think so.
Whether it'll be a primary vehicle or not.
Yeah.
I think that's yet to be determined, but
yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
they're really cool though. One of my buddies had the Model S Plaid.
Yeah.
And the ludicrous mode on that is absurd.
Stupid piece of engineering.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's like a rocket ship. It goes 0 to 60 in 1.8.
Like 1.8, 1.9.
Did you feel it?
Oh yeah, you have to like make sure your head's like.
How does it feel compared to your car?
Oh, it's just the torque. It's just instant. It's like when you drive an electric golf cart and it like you feel the torque right away. Imagine that times like 1,000.
It's like riding the Velocicoaster at Universal Studios.
Yeah, except
just shoots you out.
You're controlling it and you're on a flat ground and there's other people around you.
That's way better. You're not getting chased by dinosaurs.
No. Well, maybe.
Yeah, you could.
But they're not going to catch up with you.
No, they're not.
I'm curious, like, I wonder how many times you could do a full, like, let's say, 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 miles an hour in that car on a full charge before having to charge again. Probably not a lot of times.
Probably 10,
You think you need to
12.
recharge entirely after that?
If you did 10 launches with ludicrous mode, maybe 20. That's
Yeah.
fast, man. That's a lot of. That's a lot of electricity.
It's like when your iPhone's too old and you're like watching a YouTube video and you see the the battery ticking down.
Oh yeah,
in real time.
You can see it. 20%. This is 7 a.m. I got a long day. You're at the phone that charged down so much that you had to keep it plugged in to use it.
Oh, like bring a charger with you.
Yeah, it almost became you almost became tethered at that point.
Yeah, because you had to always have a charger with you, or bring like an extra battery pack or something.
It was like an umbilical cord. It felt good to have it with me. You found an outlet.
You feel like you have like a.
You go to your buddies, and you always get the awkward outlet near the kitchen.
Yeah, like some
near
weird
the sink.
Yeah, like some weird
near
spot.
the food disposal. That's the one I get when I go to a friend's house. Just hide it in the corner. I'm over there. I can like my own business, just hanging out, posted up against
While
it.
everyone else is having fun with their full charge.
Yeah, I'm worried about my battery life, man. My devices.
Speaking of devices, you were just at a place where you're not allowed to bring devices in.
You can't bring devices in.
Where was that?
It was Masters, man. Augusta is the best place in the world. It's nice to, it's nice to be away from your devices. The anxiety walking to the car, knowing what you have to open and answer, is quite crippling sometimes. I think you get used to it after a while, but being there without them is much nice. You tend to have ghost vibrations in your pants.
Because you're so used to it vibrating.
Yes, you feel it.
Yeah.
Check your pocket. Stupid. I hate my brain sometimes, the way it became wired for that. But yeah, it's nice. It's the best place on earth, man. You don't want to crowd it through the distortion of augmented reality. You want to enjoy it full. You want to be there with no devices.
That is really cool.
So it's really good. And it opens up the world. I mean,
and just to be able to watch it without like everyone having their phones out like around the green, and
yeah, people trust you. Like you'll be entwined with people from all walks of life, celebrities, rich folk, and everybody's on kind of level playing field, and people aren't afraid to talk to each other there, and that's different from another place. When you step in any elevator, people are staring at their phones.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like in gyms, there's a creep culture, and I don't necessarily think it's that. I think a lot of like younger generations, if you're not looking down, they perceive you as being creepy, like just because your neck is looking forward,
as opposed to being glued to your phone,
so
looking down the whole time.
If you break in aberrancy from the norm, people think that you're looking at them because you're not looking down. It's a weird aspect of like evolution that's kind of grown symbiotically through devices.
Yeah.
Why isn't he looking at his phone? He must be staring at me in this tight outfit. I'm going to tell the manager and then blast him on TikTok.
I did
Get kicked out of gym.
No, I went to actually I met up with Chris and worked out with him. Chris, that was on the podcast when he was back in town. And
did he have some sweet sneakers?
Oh, probably. But anyways, I was like meeting him at some gym that I hadn't been to before, and I had a guest pass.
What gym was it?
It was one of the Golds in town. And
there's a Gold's Gym in town?
Not in Nashville, like outside this. Even like the people tending the front desk were on their phones, like just facing away.
They always do.
So I just like it's one of those like awkward things where like there's no bell to hit, so you just kind of have to like make a little noise and draw attention to yourself, but like not be an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. There's a lot more of that nowadays.
It's just
sound like an old man,
Well,
kids these days.
Well,
always on their screens.
Yeah, you lose a part of sense when you're doing that. And it's a constant. It's like a contractual agreement between relationships of all kinds that you must respond one way or another, and you're in there.
Like if you get a message,
or it creates distress eventually. So it's hard. whether or not it's implied or not. There's some like social obligation to do that, and that's probably stressful.
Yeah.
And the multitasking and the always being available is quite difficult.
Don't you just hate it when you just want to doom scroll for 4 hours straight and your friends start texting you to
Yeah.
do like fun real world things? It's
Yeah,
the
the-
worst.
Well, then you have to like click off the YouTube short.
Yeah.
And you lose your place.
Yeah.
And I can't sit through the 10 seconds of the first one.
Yeah, you have to just watch a different video at that
I got
point.
to the point where I have to fast forward through regular videos now. It's really bad.
Can you
And
watch
it happened in
can you
like
watch
3
a movie
months.
anymore?
No.
It's so hard.
I got to fast forward through it. It's like happened over like 3 months.
Yeah, I think the algorithm was good 6 months ago, but now it's like
It's just
another level.
everybody's algorithm starts out with like how to solve math problems and in history
Yeah, like real generic
tidbits.
broad stuff, and then it.
and how your sewer works.
Mhm.
And now it's all just fights and watching Danny Duncan run from the police. That's all I get now.
So how was the Masters?
Amazing.
You were there every day.
Every day.
That's awesome.
From the drop, chip, and putt to the ending on Sunday.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can't beat it. The smells, the sights.
Do the azaleas smell different in Augusta?
They smell like honey.
Do they?
Beautiful.
Like hot honey?
Hot honey. No, regular honey. I don't want that hot honey shit. Smells like regular honey. Magnolias smell like lemons. The peaches smell like apricots.
What about the holly and the white dogwood and all the other
It smells like
flora of Augusta?
it smells a lot like Fierce by Abercrombie. The whole scent. It's the whole profile, man.
Did you watch anyone skip balls on 16?
Yeah, we saw a couple people skip.
Who'd you
and
see skip balls?
Tony Finau and Brooks Koepka and a couple others.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's okay to see. The crowd on Monday, Tuesday is looking for something to cheer for.
Yeah.
And so I guess you got to give them a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think you could skip it across there?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Yeah.
I know your game. I think that would suit you.
Any like
I feel like if anybody I know,
any weird shots, I like playing weird shots. I like an excuse.
if anybody
to-
I know that could skip it across 16 or 12, you could probably do it across 12.
12 is hard because the
It's like 200 feet up in the air.
yeah. So you
Once
hit
you hit
the
the green,
water and then it's like all hill.
There's a bunker. I think you could do it.
You'd have to like hit like a big skip, get like one or two big skips that go real high.
You'd have to go like the spruce goose.
Yeah.
You'd go like touchdown and fly.
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting tournament shot to try that skip. You get used to it.
And just do it.
Mm-hmm. Just practice.
I think the other risk is then if you do get it over and you are on dry land, you just have no control of where it's going to stop because it's a very narrow green, especially right in the middle of 12.
Yeah, I mean, usually to get this to skip, you got to spin the hell out of it anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to think with the direction of the spin flip when it's hitting the water.
I think it would probably remain on its axis, whatever vector is strongest, and just decrease
Yeah.
from the friction of the water. So it has a lot of backspin, then has less and less and less as it goes, like a wave,
Yeah.
like a sine wave.
I bet if we did the math, that probably would. There's some function we could figure out.
You think Bryson's figured it out?
I was just about to say, I feel like that's something
But he has.
Bryson would be interested in.
Yeah.
In the out occurrence, he's like trapped under a tree.
Yeah, maybe we can work out those equations with him.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun.
It'd be probably a solid weekend project to figure out.
I think you'd be down to do
And
it.
I don't know that it would pay off for anyone on Earth.
That's
but,
most things, though.
But those are the most fun projects.
Mm-hmm. That's the most fun thing. Man. Yeah, Masters is great, man. I wish that week lasted a lot longer.
Yeah.
I wish it was a tournament that was
Wouldn't it be cool if every tournament was like that? It was
Just a
as
4-week
magical as the
tournament,
Masters.
like the Tour de France. 24 hours of Le Mans.
24 hours of Le Mans
24
at Augusta.
24 days at Augusta. It's a 24-hour long tournament.
And then, because they do like the 24 hours at Lemons, you'd have to find like a public course somewhere in Georgia that's just like beat to shit, and then have all the best players in the world play there too. That'd be cool, like a 2-part series. They have to take a combined score of like their Masters placing, and then their 24 hours of Lemons placing at, just the worst course.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be good.
It'd be fun to see some excitement. Something different, something crazy.
Yeah. Like Live.
Yeah, it's pretty different.
Did you see? I don't know if that was a real quote. Did you see the thing I sent you earlier today?
What is? Oh yeah, I don't think it's
Caitlin
real.
Clark.
Can't be real, right?
I don't think it's real.
No, she wouldn't say something like that. I don't think.
I guess to give the audience.
She plays golf. She was a good high school golfer.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I feel like
I bet she'd be really good.
she's probably like Steph Curry of.
Yeah, I bet she's really good at it. Yeah, that's interesting. The statement was that she doesn't think she should get as much as an NBA player, but more than the live golfers because nobody watches that.
Which we don't know if that's true or not, but it was.
She might have said that.
She might have said it.
It's an interesting point of view. They get a lot of money for. It's like having a horse race. Nobody watches.
So here's an
that.
interesting question: how many more seasons in the NBA does Steph Curry have?
5.
What if Liv offered him a contract after he was done?
They go play golf.
Yeah,
That'd be amazing.
that would be pretty cool.
They need to have circus things like that.
Yeah.
You'd be interested. Like Anthony Kim.
Yeah,
I like seeing him back.
that's cool to see him
It's
play
exciting.
again.
See him different. See him go through his trials, his tribulations.
Yeah, you watched the David Faraday interview?
No, what happened?
Oh, he just interviewed him, and they were playing some holes. It was pretty cool.
You talk about his nose.
No,
His saber sheath nose. How long do you think the Live Golf Tour lasts?
I don't know. I think it depends on what happens with the merger and everything.
There's some kind of iteration of it. It'd be interesting to see it. We have one in Nashville coming up, a tournament which I'm going to go to.
Where are they playing it at? The Grove?
The Grove.
Oh, that's cool.
You're going to go to it.
Which weekend is that?
It's going to be sometime in June, I think.
Okay.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
Be fun to watch. See something different.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite players are on Live.
Yeah.
Cameron Smith, Bryson DeChambeau. Some good boys,
Yeah.
I miss them on tour all the time. Really do. Nice to see the majors because you can see everybody play. It's
Yeah.
much better. Who do you think will win the PGA?
I don't know.
You going to it?
I don't think so.
Yeah. It's too much. Valhalla can be a mess sometimes.
Well, maybe because I think I'm off that weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. I don't know. I've thought about it.
Yeah.
And it's not that far.
No, it's like
Just
2
drive
hours.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of spread out though.
As far as who's gonna win, though, I mean, I feel like the obvious answer would be Scotty.
It's the easy answer.
Yeah.
Too easy. He deserves it.
I don't see him not getting top 10 at the PGA.
No, there's no way he doesn't. Be surprising if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see who wins. DeChambeau. He starts hitting it really far.
Yeah, he could.
Plays good. He's got a good wedge game. He showed it at Augusta.
I feel like DeChambeau reminds me a little bit of Phil.
Yeah.
Earlier in like Phil's career. He'd have some really, really hot rounds, and then maybe sometimes, not as hot of rounds, but like there was kind of like that that kind of unexpectedness to it where it's like you're not really sure what you're going to get, and it's entertaining to see. And
yeah,
like I think the way Phil was with all his crazy recovery shots and like trying crazy stuff is kind of how Bryson is with his kind of his whole like obnoxiously scientific approach to everything. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's actually entertaining.
Yeah, it is.
You
It's
know?
interesting and a different way to play golf, and I like that. Golf has never been more of a cerebral game between the years of Bryson DeChambeau. He's really changed a lot of it from trying new equipment. A lot of golfers stick to the same thing, their whole life, and that's good too. But it's interesting to see the risk he takes, whether it be trying new 3D printed irons with a bubble face or a long driver, bulking up to 260 and dropping it.
Yeah.
It's cool shit, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I like seeing that stuff.
Yeah, it's cool because then you know the person's trying.
Mm-hmm. I love
If you're
Bryson,
trying
man.
stuff like that, you're putting effort into
Exactly.
the game.
I love Bryson. I hope he wins the PGA. I could see that happening.
I could see him winning the PGA.
Cameron Smith, Ludwig Aberg,
Yeah, if Aberg.
Sahith Theegala.
So that was his first Masters, right?
First major ever.
Really? Yeah.
This time last year, he was playing in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah. What school did he play for?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm. Lubbock, Texas, man.
Yeah.
He's from Lubbock, Texas.
Is he?
No, Buddy Holly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know that?
I was gonna say because Aberg's he came here from Sweden. Yeah.
From a small
scholarship
town in
and-
Sweden.
Now all of Sweden's. Was Jesper Parnevik from Sweden?
He was. Sweden has Aberg fever now.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Remember Jesper Parnevik and his like folded up hats?
Yeah, I met Jesper Parnevik.
Where'd you meet him?
I met him at Memphis.
That's cool.
Really cool.
At
Really
like
nice
St.
guy.
Jude 1 year or something. That's cool.
I've met Ludwig. And I've also met Annika.
That's cool. Yeah.
I met pretty much the Swedish trifecta. Henrik Stenson's the only one I'm missing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because how long is the golf season in Sweden?
I asked Ludwig's coach.
Mm-hmm.
He says in Gothenburg, which is pretty south.
Mhm.
That's kind of close where he's from, a couple hours away.
Mm-hmm.
You get like 10 months out of the year to
That's
play
pretty
golf.
solid.
In Stockholm, you might get 7, 8. I see Stockholm is a pretty similar climate to Chicago.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, from what I know about Stockholm, that sounds
Pretty similar.
accurate.
Pretty similar to Chicago.
I've never been to Stockholm. I've been to Chicago plenty.
I've been to Chicago a lot. Copenhagen, been to Copenhagen. And I feel like that's similar climate to Chicago.
You lived in Chicago for a little bit, didn't you?
Close.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like Chicago?
Yeah, I like Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it's always just so close to Detroit, so we would just go all the time.
How far is that? 2 hours?
3.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is pretty close. Here it's like what? Pretty much 7 hours, 7 hours.
It's a long way, man.
Yeah.
You want to try that Portillo's sandwich?
Portillo's is pretty solid.
Pretty good. I like it. A meat sandwich.
That's the best kind.
That cake milkshake.
Do you ever have Culver's? Because they're not really down here.
They're down here.
Where's our Culver's?
It's down the road.
Really?
You go get one. We'll go get one after this if you want.
Yeah, I'm down. Though actually, I shouldn't. I had a Five Guys shake. And
today?
Yeah, today.
Yeah, it'd make you sick, man. It's a lot. You only have one milkshake a day, probably.
I probably shouldn't even have one milkshake a day. But if you're gonna have a milkshake, you probably shouldn't have another one the same day.
No.
There's like a lot of liquid dairy.
That's a lot of liquid dairy.
How long do you think you could sustain yourself on a diet of just milkshakes?
Forever. Until I die. It's enough, right? To get all the macronutrients you need.
Fat and protein and
Yeah.
and plenty of carbs.
Yeah. Some sugars.
Just a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, just a little bit of sugars. Natural occurring.
Honestly, I'm kind of partial to milkshakes over like any of the frozen drinks at Starbucks. They're just or Starbucks isn't as bad, but like the frozen drinks from like Dunkin' Donuts or those places, like
It's just
it's like
glycemic. You look at because there's no fat in it.
it's just solid sugar.
It's like cream, but
like
it's water.
it's like sugar ice.
It's a water drink.
Yeah, water.
Frappes.
Yeah, water, sugar, and
I don't like that.
coffee coloring,
I
caramel
don't like
coloring.
that. I'd much rather have a Shamrock Shake.
Yeah. Are we in We're like past Shamrock Shake season now, right?
It's still out, I bet.
You think?
I think we go to McDonald's right now, we'd probably find a Shamrock Shake. If you can find an ice cream machine that works.
Usually, that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the stars have to align. A, they have to not be out of the ingredients. B, the shake machine has to work. And C, the person like working back there has to want to make it for you.
You got to go there at like 4 p.m.
It's like the Swiss cheese model. The holes have to line up
Oh
for.
my god, it's like 4 p.m. That's a good way to get a milkshake. When I was a kid taking a trip to the beach, my grandmother said you can get anything you want for breakfast. So I got those little Grimace cookies. It's like a lamb cookie with cinnamon. They're delicious, and I get 2 ice creams for breakfast.
For breakfast.
Yeah, it's like dating a porn star. It's like good once, but it makes you sick after a while. You just want an egg.
Egg McMuffins are. Warren Buffett was onto something.
I ate a lot of those.
They're so good.
On any average week, I've ate like 10 of them in the last 12 days.
Like this week or
Yeah.
Oh really?
I ate them a lot. It's
I'm-
perfect breakfast food.
Yeah, I'm not good about like eating breakfast before I go to the hospital.
I try not to. When I get there, sometimes I'll order it, but a lot of times I don't eat breakfast. Sometimes for a treat.
Sometimes for a treat you'll allow yourself a meal.
Yeah, 90% of the time. Yeah. It's hard to eat, man, when you work.
Yeah, there's no time and
No time.
you just shovel food down your, face and
People don't expect you to eat.
no, they expect you not to eat, or they just expect you to always be working, but there's no I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to do.
Are there many other jobs like that where you can't eat? Software engineer? They eat, right?
I think they eat.
What?
I like how we just have no context of
Business
like
people? They eat?
they oh yeah.
They have
They
luncheons.
get like company sponsored meals and they go out on 2-hour lunches for
I
sure.
never eat a luncheon in my life.
Really?
Yeah, luncheon. What's the difference between lunch and luncheon?
Like it's the same thing.
Is that short for luncheon?
I think so, right?
It's
Like
stupid.
like a company wide thing.
Anybody who
everyone-
calls it a luncheon, I look at it the same way when you ask how somebody's doing and they say I'm doing well. I hate them. Makes me look like an idiot. Doing well. Fuck you. Doing a lot worse now that I heard you say that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're a millennial, you're only allowed to be doing just fine. That's like the
Just fine.
yeah.
Is that what people say?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. You can't be like, "Oh, everything's great, fantastic."
Doing great.
Because then I don't trust you.
I just hit a 5-leg parlay. Doing fucking awesome. How about that? Fine. Well, I'm quite perplexed at the moment. And I'll look around. Yeah. Does anybody ever give an honest answer when you ask how they're doing? It's kind of fun sometimes.
Typically, no, I don't think, because it's just like a way of saying hello that takes longer. Like you could just say hello, or you could be like, "Hi, how are you?" And then somebody responds, but it's just there to fill the gap. Inflation's at 19%.
It's high. It's high.
Interest rates are going
eggs,
up.
The cost of eggs in 1922 was 12 cents.
Now it's like $1 an egg.
That's $1 an egg. Can you believe that? If I had the money now and I went back to 1850,
You could just retire and then you'd be worth more than.
I would.
You'd be worth more than.
I would have luxury car money, like a car.
You could have,
like on
you
the
could have a
railroad.
fleet of Rolls Royce. Oh, I was gonna say a fleet of Rolls Royces, but yeah, you could have a luxury
weren't
railroad
invented.
car. Well, like later, what in the 30s or 40s, whenever they came out.
Yeah, 1901, 1910.
Oh, you were saying 1800s, and yeah.
Well, even 1900s would be a good mark. You could buy a mansion.
and then you just stash the rest away in
You could buy
like railroad stocks or
course.
something, and then
Yeah.
you'd be worth more than Warren Buffett is
Yeah,
today.
I'm gonna invest in Apple stock. I know it's
Apple stock as soon as it IPOs.
Yeah, I'm ready.
The world doesn't know about this little thing called Apple.
Mm-hmm. If I could go back in time.
You know what I think is interesting is how well Microsoft's done the past year.
Yeah, they're doing great. It's all
All the B2B.
off running off AI and pricing it in for OpenAI, their acquisition of that.
Yeah, that's part of it, and it's like a combination of you have speculation because of the OpenAI stuff, but then also just all of their the revenue they've been generating with all their like, suite of Microsoft products the past couple of years.
Data centers.
We should build a data center.
I should build a big one.
The issue is you just don't want to build it in like southern climates, I don't think, because then you just have to pay so much to cool it.
What if we make it underground?
You could do that.
What if we go get a mammoth
You
cave?
can do like geothermal cooling, I bet, where you like pipe coolant like through the earth and then have it come back out. Because then it's always 55 degrees or 50, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one way to do it, I guess.
Yeah. We need a data center in a cold place.
You need cheap, cool, flat land, and I think Omaha, Nebraska is the move.
Eau Claire. Or someplace in Wisconsin. Green Bay.
Green Bay becomes like a huge tech hub.
That'd be massive, man.
Yeah. I mean, they already have a
pro
football
sports team. We're an up and coming city with a pro sports team. You know those like job listings where they don't say the city?
Yeah.
We're America's top 10 best cities to live in. Up and coming from Forbes' best top 10 cities to live in. Best place for singles. Best place for tennis couples. We have a sports team, professional sports team. You can usually guess what it is.
They don't tell you what sport it is either.
No, it could be anything. I haven't been to a city that doesn't have a special professional sports team, one way or another.
And if you have, it's just like a smaller city that you wouldn't.
I played professional rugby for a short term, for like 2 weeks.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Where was this?
Iowa Ducks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we lost like 60-3. That's the score in rugby. It's hard.
That's
playing
cool.
for nothing.
That's cool.
Got a free shirt.
How am I just finding out about this now?
I don't know. It just comes out. It's a fun game, but not worth it.
You think it's more dangerous than football?
No.
No.
Football's way more dangerous. You can't head-to-head collisions in rugby aren't common. I mean, they do happen for sure, but you don't try to it.
Yeah.
In football, you can't help it. You just can't help it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder why that is. I guess, like, everyone knows they're not wearing helmets, so they're probably a little more conscientious of, protecting their
You're
heads.
taught how to tackle different, and plus everybody's winded because it's a continuous game. It's not spurts.
It's like soccer.
It's not sprints.
Yeah, it's not like, you don't have,
I don't get a minute to rest between times a sprint and hit somebody.
Yeah.
It's much harder.
That's a really good point, too.
Yeah. It's continuous like basketball.
Yeah.
Do you see the clips?
Which clips?
The eclipse.
Oh, the eclipse. I thought you meant like the clips of something. It was so cloudy here. Were you in town when it happened?
I was in Augusta.
Oh, was it good there?
They handed out special little Masters commemorative sunglasses.
For the eclipse?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Some jackass sold his on the way out in the parking lot for like $300.
Really?
Yeah. Little paper glasses. But people want them. It's the only time you could ever get them.
Yeah.
The next one will be 50 years.
Think of like the number of things that has to line up for those to exist. To have Masters specific eclipse glasses. You need to have an eclipse during Masters week that like happens, that can be seen at Augusta, like during the time, like
during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can only have an eclipse during the day.
I guess you could.
Yeah. Or it would be the other side of the Earth.
A good lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
Those are not fun.
No.
Boring. You stare at it.
Can you stare at it?
The eclipse?
Did I stare at the eclipse, like this eclipse? No, I did not.
Would you look at it with protective glasses?
Yeah.
Did you?
I tried to, but it was so cloudy.
You couldn't see it.
Yeah, it was. You couldn't really see anything here.
Yeah.
When was the last one? 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
That one I was. I think it was in Detroit, and You could see it pretty clearly.
It was a big one in Tennessee. We had
Yeah.
a complete blackout.
Really,
Yeah.
just like Texas whenever it snows.
That's scary, man. Texans love about talking when it snows.
Yeah.
Give them something to talk about.
The Eclipse is Did you see there's a cool map that looked at all of the sold out Airbnbs along the like totality line up the It's pretty cool.
There was a graph that day of people who regretted their decision to go to an Airbnb and do it.
Really?
Yeah, it's probably got disappointed. It's like going to a Guns N' Roses show 2 years ago. You start wondering why you went there about 2 minutes into it. You gotta travel. You gotta pack your bags. Put the dog up. Take him, I guess.
Or take them with you.
You gotta have
If
something to
it's a dog
sacrifice
friendly.
when the sun goes down, or you never know if that sun will come back.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Sacrifice something to the rain gods or
Yeah,
whatever.
we sacrificed a couple things just to make sure the sun would come out.
Yeah,
It
just for some.
it did, so that means next time we have to do the same thing.
Yeah, twice as much next time though.
Exactly.
Doubles every time.
Exactly.
It's
Build a
compounding
temple.
interest.
Mm-hmm. You want to make sure it comes back.
That's
'Cause
what
if
they don't-
not, we'll have no crops.
They don't teach you that on TikTok, finance TikTok.
Yeah, you gotta buy a basket of.
So first, what you got to do is buy a basket of goats, and you need to.
You gotta buy a basket of goats. They're called ewes. You can buy them at on Amazon, and
Go to Tractor Supply.
you go to Tractor Supply and get some baby.
That's
goats.
where everyone gets their baby chicks for Easter.
Yeah, what do you need them for? I'm gonna.
I just want to take
The
pictures.
eclipse
with
is
them.
coming up, so it's time.
I don't know. What if you just offered up like a, I don't know, like a 20-piece McNugget? I feel like that's better value.
I guess.
Just like pour one out for the homies. Just dump, spread the McNuggets through the wilderness.
Yeah. Do you think anybody who has the job title of a chicken coller says it at a bar? We're talking to girls. She's like, what do you do? I cull chickens. I throw them in a big spinning vat and spit in the face of life. You gonna go out with me?
I feel like that. Yeah, they probably wouldn't work too well.
No, I think you have to say something else.
See, that's why that's a great use case for all of these like Boston Dynamics robots and all these companies that are building.
They have no
like, humanoid
soul.
Yeah, so at least
It'd be a good Disney movie where a robot's charged to do that, but it gets a heart, makes friends with it, and it grows
and then
up
it stops
become
calling
friends.
the chickens.
Yeah, and he makes friends with them.
Yeah, that's
Like a Pixar thing.
Yeah, that would. I could see that. I could see that happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You gonna buy yourself an AI robot?
I imagine it's gonna be inevitable, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to get one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name it Robbie.
Why Robbie?
Oh, that sounded good. First thing that came to mind.
And name it after like Mo Norman.
That's a robot right there.
That is a robot.
He had a swing that was so repeatable.
He hit a 5-iron onto a blanket repeatedly.
Mm-hmm. That's some kind of disease.
He's pretty good at golf.
He was decent. He played the Masters, but he got nervous or got too overwhelmed, so he left after
How many times did he play?
once.
Really, just once?
He didn't finish his second day because he got
Mm.
too nervous.
Mm.
He also shot like 88.
Mm. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess if if you're not feeling it and there's no chance, then
He was the best player never to play. He just didn't want to play, apparently. That's what they said. Bunch of bullshit. You got Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Sam Snead, Gene Saracen, Gary Player, and Mo Norman. Best golfers of all time.
you're missing a couple.
I get that cat, baby. Oh, yeah. Ken Venturi.
Yeah, Ken Venturi.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Mize.
Kerry Middlecoff.
Larry Mize for
Larry
sure.
Mize is amazing. That would have been a good feeling.
To hole out to win.
Thinking you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Just taking a luck. Just striking one off. Hitting a scratch-off ticket.
I mean, that's basically what happened. Because it was in a playoff, right?
Against, yeah, it was a playoff.
Against Greg Norman.
It was two of the best players of all time, Greg Norman and Seve Ballesteros. And here's Larry Mize, who barely made the qualification to play the Masters. He's got to go against these two behemoths in a playoff.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest Cinderella story in all of sports.
Yeah. And so he starts off in the playoff, and Seve misses a 3-footer. He's out, and he's like, oh, God, there's one more. And the shark rips it.
It's crazy that Seve missed a 3-footer, too, with his short game.
Weird.
Yeah.
Didn't make
sense.
It's
like the weirdest butterfly effect.
Yeah, and then that reverberation carried. Greg played it safe on 11.
Should have tied the hole, but
nobody goes for the pin on 11, especially on Sunday. Larry Mize went 60 yards to the right or 50 yards, something stupid. Chipped in. Greg had to watch it. That'd be the best way to win. Just stealing one.
Just completely stealing one from in a playoff, too. The nerves of being in a playoff.
Knowing it's your last shot. Hope to God they don't make that putt. I'd get the crowd revved up as soon as it goes in. Start running around high-fiving people.
Dislocate an ankle or something. Like Tony Finau.
Yeah. Golfers get a lot of injuries from celebrations.
More from celebrations than
actual
play.
Golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's part of the game. That's why we do it.
For the celebrations.
Yeah. What's the best golf celebration you've ever seen?
Probably like some of those really bad, like missed high fives at the Ryder Cup and things like that.
Yeah, Tiger Woods fist pumps.
The
putt that he drained on Torrey Pines. It's probably
2008.
Yeah.
At the U.S. Open.
Against
to get in the playoff with Rocco Media.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the best celebration.
That's probably
There's a couple other dipshit celebrations people like Boo Weekley using the club as a horse.
Oh,
stupid.
Yeah, nothing beats Tiger in 2008 on Sunday.
Yeah, it was real. It was real emotion. Good
except for maybe him in 2019.
Yeah,
winning the Masters.
He didn't really give it. He gave us a decent celebration.
That was just both arms in the air.
Mm-hmm. That was a cool one. Phil's jump.
That was a lot of people's phone backgrounds for the past 4 or 5 years.
Was it really?
Yeah, Tiger.
That's really
with his
cool.
arms up on after sinking that.
Mm-hmm. Phil and was it 2005?
Actually, I think one of my favorite Tiger celebrations is his hole-in-one at the Waste Management in like 90.
That was a good celebration.
96 or 97.
That was before they had the grandstands built.
Yeah, so it was packed, but it wasn't as high.
Yeah, it was cool.
And it was still loud as shit.
It was really loud.
The most like happily like violent fist pump and celebration, I think.
Man, those Tiger fist pumps were good. You think you could fight like a good boxer? They're pretty violent uppercuts.
Yeah, he could probably throw a pretty good punch. I mean,
So?
I guess we see him do it all the time because he's always winning and sinking 12-footers to tie things to go into playoffs and beat people.
Yeah. A punch is a lot like a golf drive.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him fight.
Because you're using all the ground forces and channeling it into your upper body.
Yeah, similar. You ready for the golf Olympics? That's a fun one.
In the golf in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be considered a major.
I don't think it should because I don't think it happens. It's not every year, and qualifying for it's weird compared to...
Tennis, they consider it a major, right?
I don't know, do they?
Is it a major? I think it is.
I don't think so.
I thought the Grand Slam, you had to win the gold medal.
Maybe. I'm not 100% positive.
Yeah.
I know much less about tennis than golf.
Would you rather win a gold medal in golf or the PGA Championship?
Probably the PGA Championship.
Would you rather win the gold medal in golf or the AT&T Classic?
That's tough. Probably the AT&T Classic.
Yeah.
Because winning on tour, then you get all the exemptions and stuff from that.
Yeah. Gold medal gives you exemption to all the majors. And
For how long, though? 2 years or
I think
something?
it's 2 years, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
It is.
Plus, you also don't win anything for winning the Olympics.
Yeah.
Just, pride for your country.
Yeah. Solid gold medal. Worth its weight in troy ounces.
Do you see Costco is selling gold bars?
Yeah, Pamp Sweets.
But, like, basically at, like, spot price, like, without...
Can you still buy them?
They sold out. They sold, like, I don't know, like, tens of millions of dollars of gold bars.
It's like you save like a $200 premium.
Yeah. Yeah, people saved a lot of money buying them there.
Really 1 ounce bars?
I don't remember. I think they might have had a couple sizes.
I would buy the 1 ounce bars and hoard them.
And just hoard them.
With my bananas like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good move.
I think it would.
Get a nice, fireproof safe.
Yeah.
I guess it's fine because gold, it just melts.
See, it's wealth you can hold.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel safe.
Yeah. It's good to have some of your portfolio and, physical things.
Mm-hmm.
If the world goes to shit, that's still
Yeah.
worth something.
I've been collecting fidget spinners for 10 years.
Really? That's cool.
Big ones, man. I got some good ones.
Yeah. Fidget spinners, Beanie Babies.
Yo-yos.
What are some other good...
Vintage Monopoly games.
Yeah.
Vintage cereal boxes. Sealed.
You think
Those
anyone...
Mary Lou Retton Wheaties, dude.
I was going to say, you think anyone's ever opened one of those boxes and tried to eat it?
We should do that for a YouTube video.
That'd be funny.
Where we get like a 1970s box of cereal and eat it.
We should have the audience comment below if they want to see us eat
If
cereal from
anybody
the
comments
70s.
on that cereal, we're going to do it. We're going to eat 70s cereal. Can you go on eBay and find us some 70s cereal right now?
We could look, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see what we can get. Because we'll order it right now. If anybody out there listening comments, we're going to get it and we're going to eat it on air. YouTube Live. Count Chocula. Ninja Turtle cereal.
What do I...
Mr. T.
How do I even search it? Just vintage
cereal boxes. Sealed.
Oh, this could be bad. Kellogg's Pep Flakes from the 1950s.
Show me that one. You were eating Pep Flakes. Frank's going to eat a bowl of Pep Flakes. What else we got?
Let's see. They have vintage Kellogg's Pokemon foil cereal box from 2000.
Let's see that. Can I see that?
I'm guessing it probably tastes like Fruit Loops or Lucky Charms or something.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, and it's only 25 years old, so...
Yeah, I was 11. I ate that cereal.
Yeah, it looks like we did a stick to either 90s or early 2000s.
What's a good 90s ones?
Here's some Corn Flakes from 94.
Pep Flakes. Who's on the box?
Oh, here's a Spider-Man one.
From 2000?
From 2002. Yeah. Interesting. Vintage cereal.
Can't wait till somebody comments when you start a vintage cereal channel. It's going to springboard us to stardom.
Vintage cereal. Snacking on vintage cereal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how long have we been going for here? You want to wrap it up here?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
So I guess that's it for this episode.
Thank you guys very much.
Thanks for listening to us ramble about golf, vintage cereal,
this is
whatever else we
fresh air.
talked about. It was quite entertaining for
That
us.
was good. So yeah, we're looking forward to eating that cereal and just springboarding it from here. And Frank's going to try a box of Pep Flakes.
From the 1950s.
Yeah, he's going to eat 1950 cereal.
Yeah, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and
Yeah.
hit that bell icon. All the YouTube stuff that everyone always says helps with the algorithm. as I'm sure everyone is well aware.
They love doing that
And
stuff.
if you didn't like it, then you don't have to, but feel free.
Mm-hmm.
I think
We're going to give one lucky subscriber a Beechcraft boat.
Or a Beechcraft airplane or a boat. Like a Beechcraft Bonanza.
Yeah.
We're going to give somebody an aircraft.
Yeah. It's going to be converted into a boat.
Anyways, okay. I think that's it.
Thank you.
Zozo.